second season of our favorite Mr. Heroic, at least one that is still alive, that is, has officially arrived in its full. Rian Johnson is back to doing what he does best. But I'ma be honest, the closer this season came to its start, the more doubts have started creeping themselves into my mind. While I love the first season of Poker Face, and both Knives Out and Glass Onion, there was a question that slowly became louder and louder in my mind, which was, when does this formula get stale? And can Johnson counteract that? Because while season 1 of the show and his last two movies were great, they all followed very similar formulas of telling the story. The episodes of the show and the movies had very similar structure, and all of them contained very similar ideas in terms of plot twists and such. On one hand, if the formula works, why change it? But at the same time, there was a risk that this season may become very stale very quickly, and the style may start giving more and more diminishing returns. So, what at least I wanted from this season is not exactly flipping the entire Rian Johnson style on its head, but I wanted the show to switch this up even a little bit each episode. Maybe structuring episodes a little bit differently. Maybe tell a story a little bit differently. Just small change-ups for people who at this point know exactly what this creator may have up his sleeve. Did we get it though? After a little bit, yes. But was it too late? Let's answer this question. I feel like the best way to look at this season is splitting it in two parts. First part looking at episodes from 1 to 5, and the second from episode 6 forward. Because from episode 6 we are talking a little bit of a different game. The first 5 episodes of season 2 are exactly what you would expect in terms of storytelling, formula, twists, turns, and everything in between from the show. While most of the episodes provide the same fun as previous season did, Charlie is still an amazing character to follow, and she is still entertaining as all hell, and the cast in some of these episodes is nuts. But I really felt the fatigue of watching such similar episodes. The switch-ups was honestly needed probably way earlier than anticipated, especially looking at the fact that the final 2 episodes of this part, episodes 4 and 5, are probably the worst episodes in this entire show. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but you could see that we need something to bring back the same energy season 1 provided. The most interesting part of this half is how quickly they decided to blow off the cliffhanger from the end of season 1 and how well it honestly worked. You can realize very quickly how similar this idea was to the entire running away motif from season 1, and putting a quick end to it and giving Charlie a different journey to go on really did a lot of good for the rest of the season. Another excellent thing the creators did in the first half of the season was an introduction of a new vague character in the form of, at least as we know him, Good Buddy. We don't really know who he is or really much about him, but he regularly talks to Charlie through the radio, mostly either at the beginning or the end of the episodes, sometimes both. And through those conversations on the radio between Charlie and Good Buddy, we not only get to learn something about Charlie and what's going on inside her head throughout the journey, but also Charlie gets to know what's going on in her head, which leads to a lot of character development and general character progression throughout the season. While it may seem like something really small, which at face value it very much is, but it provides so much to the second season as a whole. I can't emphasize it enough how important those parts are. Now the second part of the season is basically a completely different conversation, because from episode 6 forward it feels like the creators finally realized that they need to switch it up, and they did exactly that, and it provided very positive results. Sometimes they incorporated different movie genres, than just focus on the murder mystery aspect. Sometimes they focused more on different parts of each story than just the mystery part. Sometimes the stakes felt higher than ever. Sometimes they straight up threw everything into the bin and started from scratch. And combining that with how much Charlie progressed throughout the season as a character, and the fact that at one point Charlie decides to settle in one spot for a few episodes, gives this part of the season basically the exact same feel and freshness this season needed, and threw us back into feeling uncertain of what we will get each episode. We get a lot more recurring characters. A new very important character is added that appears in at least few episodes. There is simply a lot of new stuff, and almost all of the change-ups, with an exception for one particular episode that's kinda meh, work excellently. All of those changes led to some of the best episodes in this series. Fun, similar to the levels delivered in season 1. And an amazing ending that leaves things in a very interesting space for a potential season 2. The second half of the season is simply fantastic. It gives you everything you would want from the show, and more sometimes. So, in conclusion, is this season good? Hell yeah, it's good. While there is a part that drags a little bit, and there are some worse episodes, this season still provides great fun. Superb intrigues, great characters, and led by an absolutely must-watch Natasha Lyonne. This show still fills a hole in the modern age of television and does an excellent job at that. We need more shows like this, and we need more shows of the same quality as this. I would probably give this season like a low 8, but hey, do you disagree with me? Maybe you don't like this season, maybe this season sucked. Maybe you loved it, maybe I underestimated it, maybe there is no bad episodes, but anyway, if you want to discuss the show, I would be more than happy to discuss this in the comments. What's next? Fuck if I know. If I manage Sandman, if I don't manage Alien Earth or Peacemaker, but hopefully I will manage with the Sandman. Of course late, because it's me, but hopefully Sandman.